Hey everybody, welcome to Kiki Loves Nigeria. On this episode of Kiki Loves Nigeria, I'm going to talk to you about, well, how I think I might have been scammed. Property scammed when I was in the Gambia. But I'm going to let you guys decide. I'm going to tell you the story. I'm going to tell you what happened. I'm giving you the details. And tell me if you guys think I was just expecting too much, or if this was really a rental scam that I was a part of while I was in the Gambia. So okay, y'all, come go with me. We're going to talk about Kiki's rental scam in the Gambia. Okay, you guys, so this is the gate. This is the front gate. This is the entrance to the home. The gate was very secure and the home was very secure. You couldn't just get in it. All right, this is the walkway. So after you came through the gate, you walked up through the walkway. So I'm going to show you guys how the house looked. All right, because it looks really nice, right? So this is the living room. This is what you see as soon as you come through the door. It's a very big open space. You see all that? And you see in the back, it's the kitchen. It's also a bedroom down here. You go up those steps. Those are the steps to the upstairs bedrooms. There are 3 bedrooms upstairs and 1 bathroom. This is one of the bedrooms that's upstairs. Like I said, there's 3 upstairs and there's 1 downstairs, but 1 bedroom is completely off limits, so it's a total of 3 bedrooms in the house. This is the kitchen. It was a really nice kitchen, right? Nice open space, not small, a nice size refrigerator, nice stove. It was a gas stove, right? Looks really good, right? This is the bathroom. This is the upstairs bathroom. These bathrooms look exactly alike, okay? This is the downstairs bathroom, you see? And notice the rugs. I want you to notice that. Hey, this is the terrace. This is the upstairs terrace. On the back room. So you go out and this is the other room. All right, this is the room, another room upstairs. And this room coming up is the room that we slept in. This was our bedroom. I chose this bedroom because it was close to where there was like no housing. This is another bedroom. Remember, there were 3 bedrooms in this house. They all had full-size beds. This is the eating area. This is the dining room where we would sit down most nights and have our meal. Very nice, right? And this right here is the Banta bar. This is the outside of the house. I don't know who that person is. That's one of the gateman's friends. And this is the house. All right, so let's talk about it. Talk about this. All right, so when I rented my house, I lived in a house when I was in the Gambia. I went through all the steps that you're supposed to go through. I went to a reputable site, which is Verbo. I read all the reviews. But what I did not do, I even sent somebody to go check out the house. We checked out the house before we even went to the house to make sure the house was on the up and up. All right, we did all that. But what I failed to do was adhere to the reviews, the warnings. I ignored them. I ignored them because I liked the way the house looked. So you guys saw how the house looked, right? I showed you the pictures. So I wanted to stay at this house. It looked like a nice house. It was in a decent neighborhood, so I thought it was in a decent neighborhood. According to the internet, it was. Until I get there and I find out differently. I find out, yes, the house looks very nice, but the maintenance in the house, not so nice. The upkeep in the house, not so nice. The disinfecting the house, there was none of that. Sanitizing the house, none of that. And we're talking about in a time of COVID. Okay, we're talking about travelers who are coming from all over the world who are staying at this house, and this house is not being properly disinfected. At least it wasn't when I was there. You can smell disinfectant. You can smell sanitation when your house is being sanitized and when it's being disinfected. This was none of that. So, and it was also in a neighborhood that after I got there, people started telling me, you gotta be careful, because you could be robbed. And this was the same thing my family was telling me, you know, about the house. But I liked the house so much, we kind of went with what I wanted because it was important that I had the accommodations that I needed. And this house said they were going to give me the accommodations that I needed. So they said. So let me get on with the story. So we go to the house, right? I don't realize until maybe the next day, because I get to the house late, right? That the description of the house says that the house has AC, air conditioning in the house. It has strong Wi-Fi, and it has 24-hour Wi-Fi. I mean, non-stop Wi-Fi, non-stop electricity, because it has solar power. So I'm like, okay, this is what I want. It's solar power. When the lights go out, I'm gonna have backup. I don't have to worry about a gen. Sounds good. All right, the gateman lives there. Good. The house is big. It's secure. But the reviews said the house has 2 lizards that lived in the house. The house was not very clean. Okay, the communication with the security guy and the person who wrote the review was not very good. He got locked out of the house because the security guy left and locked the gate and didn't tell him, so he locked the wife inside the house and the man was on the outside and he didn't know how to get back in. So I'm thinking, okay, well, these are little small. Then they talked about the bugs. There was bad bugs in this house. All right, spiders were everywhere. Dude had seen spiders and other little insects. So I'm like, okay, I don't have to worry about that. You know, I've been to Africa before. I'm not worried about lizards. I'm thinking about the little gecko lizards. I'm like, oh, I've seen them before. I'm not worried about that. That's not a big deal. And then what else? The spiders. Oh, I've seen spiders before. It's not a big deal. This house has AC. This house is 24-hour electricity, 24-hour internet. I can upload my videos. I can do everything, right? I'm going to be cool in the air when it's hot outside. I can be working on my videos. I can just I'm secure. It sounds good. I'm thinking this person is just complaining. So I ignore the review and I rent the house. All right, I rent the house. The house was $1,000, a little over $1,000 for 30 days, for like 34 days. And I'm like, okay, I'm thinking this is a good deal. To me, it is a good deal. You know, $1,000 for over 34 days was a very good deal. So one thing I learned through my many travels is that it doesn't matter, especially in Africa, how much you pay for a place on the quality of that place. Okay, so people would think here, the more you pay for a place, the better the place will be. Well, no, not in Africa. Not my experience in Africa. It seemed to me like the more I paid for a place, the worse my experience was. It's literally like I feel like I'm paying someone to torture me. That's really it. To prank me and to torture me. So this was just not in the Gambia. This happened in Nigeria. Same thing. The more we paid to rent a place, the more problems we had. Because what I realized through my many travels is they don't maintain these places. They fix them up, they wait for a visitor to come, and that's when they do the maintenance on the place. Once you pay them the money, that's when they do the maintenance on the place. They don't do it beforehand. This was in Nigeria and the Gambia. So this must be something they do there. So I get there, we pay the money, we get there, you know, everything's cool so far, first couple days. We get there. Then I notice, first thing I notice, there's no air conditioning. Air conditioning is only in the bedrooms. Now think about that. This is Gambia in June, right? Beginning of the rainy season. So you know it's got those hot, hot days. All right. So there's no air conditioning. Once you go outside of that bedroom, it's nothing but heat. Hot, humid heat. That's all you got once you leave that bedroom. So that was the first thing I noticed. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm downstairs in the living room looking for the AC. There's no AC. There's no AC throughout the house. It's a unit, and it's in the bedroom. The description of the house did not say that. It didn't say that. That was misleading. That misled me to think this house had air conditioning, and it did not. The bedroom had an air conditioning unit, but the house is not air conditioned. No, that was a straight lie. Second, the owner went on there, you know, to do a rebuttal to what the dude had said about him, the one visitor had said about him. He said there was no lizards there. All right? Said there was no lizards there. I get there, we're cooking. I turn on the oven because I want to roast something in the oven. All of a sudden, you guys, I see a lizard crawl from behind the oven. The lizard was this big. I kid you not, it was this big. It was this wide. It looked like a cat, a little kitten. It was the size of a little kitten. It crawled up the wall. I was so scared, I was speechless. I couldn't even scream. I couldn't say, get the lizard. I couldn't say anything. I was terrified. I was sitting there with my mouth hanging open, terrified. After that, I didn't even want to go back in the kitchen. They were like, oh, the lizard won't. They didn't even believe me. My family didn't even believe me. I'm telling them about this lizard. They're laughing. They're like, lizards aren't that big. You're just exaggerating. I'm like, no. This lizard is huge. Huge. All right? So after that lizard, we never did see it to kill it. They wasn't going to kill it. They was not going to kill it. You know what they said? Oh, lizards are in everybody's house. I'm like, I don't care if they're in everybody's house. I don't want them in mine. So let me go on. Remember I said there was 2 lizards, right? Go upstairs to the bedroom one day. I'm walking, it's about 10:30. I see another lizard in the hallway, in the bedroom across from me, coming out the door. Coming out the door, going towards the bathroom. That time, I screamed and I ran. It heard me scream, it saw me scream, and it ran too. 2 lizards. I thought the owner said the lizards weren't there anymore. I thought he said he killed them. Straight lie. Straight lie. AC was a lie. The lizards was a lie. Then we get to the bugs. See, the longer you stay there and use the property, the more you see the problems in the property. This property was never used insecticide to get rid of these bugs. So when people start eating, food start coming out, the bugs start coming out. Cockroaches, big, huge cockroaches, big, huge spiders. You go in the middle of the night to the bathroom, you're gonna see all kind of stuff. Millipedes, centipedes, huge, the size of my finger. I kid you not. The size of my finger. These are the same things that the reviewer warned me about, but I ignored him. I said, oh, he don't know what he's talking about. I can do all of this. No, I couldn't. But by that time, guess what? I had no place else to go. There was no other place to rent. No place. It was all rented. Every place was rented out. So I had to stay there for 30 days. And I had to go through this for 30 days. And guess what else? The stove quit working. There was a gas leak. So for 2 days, my food was spoiled. My fish was spoiled because I couldn't cook it. I was in the process of cooking it. And the stove went dead because there was a gas leak. Right. A gas leak. it could have blew up the whole entire house. You see what I mean? Not being maintained. So you got the security man trying to fix the gas leak in the stove. I'm not even knowing it's a gas leak till my family tell me, I think this is a gas leak. And I said, why? Because the way the gas isn't coming out strong, that means it's leaking out someplace else. So I'm like, oh, so we can have a whole explosion? Yeah. This is what I paid $1,000 for. That's why I said it's like they're pranking me. The toilet overflows. Because not only can you not put sanitary napkins, which I don't do that, which that's nasty. You do not put sanitary napkins in the toilet. I don't do that in the United States, and I'm sure not going to do that in somebody else's country. So it said don't put sanitary napkins. But guess what else they don't tell you till you get there? You're not supposed to even put toilet paper in the toilet. So to an American, that's disgusting. That I got to take toilet paper that's dirty, and I got to hold it in my hand, and I got to go take it to the trash can with number 1 on it, with number 2 on it, and sometimes number 3 on it. Because if you put it in that toilet, it's going to back up, because that's what happened. It backed up everywhere. So I had raw sewage on the floor for 2 days before they could fix that. Because remember, the first person to do maintenance is the security man. So the security man is in there trying to fix it. They come in there, get the raw sewage up, 2 days. This is going on. And I mean raw chunks of sewage. I got pictures I'm gonna show y'all. After that, so I'm like, okay, that mountain has been climbed. What's next? So remember, I'm there for 30 days. So for every 30 days, there's something new. Every maybe 4 or 5 days, there's a new disaster. So remember the internet I was supposed to have? This high-speed internet? If you look at my videos from the Gambia, you can see those are very low quality videos, and it would take me days to upload these videos. That's why I had to do lives constantly, because that was the only time I would get internet. When I was trying to upload, it would take me days. Another lie. That was another lie. What if I worked, over the internet? I wouldn't have been able to work. You didn't have no stable internet connection. That was a complete lie. This was another lie about the electricity. This was not explained. I guess they think we know this. But when the lights go out, the city, when the national lights go out, the what is that? The solar energy thing can't afford to put the lights on. It ain't strong enough to do that. So you still sitting in there in the dark with no AC, with no refrigerator, so your food is gonna go bad. Because the solar energy is not strong enough to run those heavy electronics. But you won't find that out till after you get there and you put your food in the refrigerator and you lose your food because of the electricity and the solar power that you told you would have electricity 24/7. You really don't. You really don't. So, on top of that, the maid. The maid was the most disgusting thing about this whole thing. When she would come to clean the house, she would take off her nice clothes. I would see her outside with her nice clothes on. She would come in the house, go to the laundry room, strip down to her dirty, disgusting bra and a wrapper. And she would clean the house like that. When I realized that's what she was doing, I said something to her. I said, you cannot walk around me with your bra and your wrapper on. I don't want to see that. And your bra is dirty. She was dirty. She stunk so bad. So bad. So I talked to my family members about this, right? I was trying to be calm because it took me a while to tell her off. They were trying to explain to me that in their culture, when you go clean, you wear, something old, and a lot of times people won't bathe until after they finish cleaning because they feel like they're going to, to get dirty anyway, so they might as well go like that. And I'm like, oh, no. So you going to clean, so you go dirty? I said, no, not in my culture. When you go clean, you look clean, so you know that you're going to clean. So I said, no, she can't come here anymore. When I told her about walking around with her dirty black bra on, she didn't wear underwear. Under deodorant. So you can imagine how her underarms smelt. The house stunk after she cleaned it. And I have the emails to prove this, y'all, where I sent this to the owner because it was his sister. She had the nerve to complain about me because I complained about her, because I told her she couldn't walk around there with that dirty bra on. And to clean the dishes with something clean. She was washing the dishes with a dirty sponge. I'm going to show y'all that too. The pillowcases were nasty. I'm going to show y'all, not the pillowcases, the pillows had stains in them. I'm going to show y'all that too. I took pictures of all of this. This is what I experienced for the 30 days I was there. When I told this woman not to walk around me like that, you should have seen how nasty she looked at me and rolled her eyes at me. That's when I said she will never come here again, as long as I'm here. Now, do I think that's a rental scam? Yeah, I do, because I was promised things that I did not get. I was promised AC. I got it in the bedroom, but it was not through the house. I was promised a fully working kitchen. I didn't get that. I was promised high-speed internet. I didn't get that. I was promised a house free from lizards. I didn't get that. I was promised a sanitary house that was disinfected. I didn't get that. I was promised a housekeeper who would come and keep the house clean. I didn't get that. But they got their $1,000. They got their $1,000. I was promised no bugs. It was so bad, we had to even spray for mosquitoes. That's how bad it was. We had to go get the spray. We had to disinfect. I'm going to show you the picture where they sent me the disinfectant spray. They sent me a jar of disinfectant so I could go and clean up. Now, who do I blame for this? I blame Verbo. Because Verbo should vet these people better than what they do. Verbo doesn't care. I looked at their reviews. This is an ongoing issue. They don't care. If you got a nice house, that's all that matters. They don't know anything about these properties owner. The property owner was unstable. He was very mentally unstable, in my opinion. In my opinion. Because me and him, the words we had, we shouldn't have. You don't have those type of words if you're a business person. You don't talk to someone you're doing business with the way he was talking to me. So this is why I said either I was scammed or either I was expecting too much. And all I was expecting is what you told me they were going to give me. But they didn't. So look, you got to be careful. Because like I said, this happened to me in Nigeria, and now it's happening in the Gambia. So this seems to be a trend in West Africa. My advice to you, this is what I'm going to do next time. If you plan on staying in a place longer than 30 days, than 2 weeks, rent 2 weeks in one place and 2 weeks in the next place. Because 2 weeks, you're going to know that that place is trash. And if you want to extend it, it's not trash, and you want to extend it, then try to extend it. But I would never, ever give anybody that much money up front anymore in Africa. I've done it too many times, and the experiences have been the same. They don't come to fix anything until after you pay them. They don't come to do anything till after you pay them. So you're going to spend your whole vacation with them running in and out of this house, because that's what they were doing. in and out of this house fixing things that should have been fixed before I got there. Just like the TV. I didn't have a TV for 7 days. For 7 days, I had no TV and no internet. For 7 days. If I was here, I would have got a credit. You think I got a credit there? No. 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 So look, I'm going to show you the rest of the videos, the rest of the pictures, and you decide. You tell me in the comments. Do you think I was scammed? Or do you think I was just asking for too much? To ask you to give me the things that you said you were going to do. And if you have a rental story, horror story, because this is a nightmare to me, drop it in the comment section. Let's talk about it. All right, y'all, let me show y'all the rest of these videos, and I'm out.
This is the maid's dress, y'all. She actually came in here and undressed, and now she's walking around with a bra on and a wrapper around her waist. Can y'all believe that? And smelling up the whole house. Oh my God, I wish y'all could smell it.